Good evening, Mike. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. I'm here with NBA Commissioner Adam Silver. Commissioner, thank you so much for spending the time with us today.
Of course.
I really appreciate it. We're just going to jump right in. It's the 4th year of flattening the lottery odds here, and it's also the 2nd year of the play-in tournament. Now that we're at this point, how would you assess the way that these changes have impacted both tanking and then NBA markets being more invested in their teams farther into the NBA season?
I think it's working well. It's not a sort of perfect sample because of COVID. The pandemic, it started in the bubble in a hybrid form, so in some ways we're in the 3rd year. But initially, it seems to be working really well. Both combination of flattening the odds to disincentivize, obviously, finishing at the bottom. But on top of that, the play-in then creates an incentive to stay competitive. And what we've seen in the last 2 years is that with roughly 2 weeks left in the season, one year we had 25 teams still in contention. Next year we had 24 teams still in contention. So that's what we were really hoping for, particularly a team that has an injury early in the season. Instead of deciding, let's just rebuild, they see an opportunity, they can sneak in and then compete. So relatively early still, but we think it's working well.
So far, so good, so to say. So another big storyline in the league this year has been stars. I'm talking James Harden, Ben Simmons, Kyrie Irving, essentially using their play as a bargaining chip, right? And there's a sense among teams and ownership that the NBA has a responsibility to handle player availability kind of outside of injuries. I know that CBA talks are coming. You don't necessarily like to negotiate through the media, but what is the responsibility? What changes can be made to these player contracts so that they are upheld? And then also so that the game, the integrity of the game is upheld as well?
It's a great question. I'm not sure there's a silver bullet, meaning if only we had this new language in the player contract, that would solve the problem. It's one that goes back for NBA fans many generations in terms of players holding out, players pushing to get moved to other teams. These are players that have unique talent. They're always going to have leverage. Of course, from a league standpoint, we want teams to honor contracts, we want players to honor contracts. So there's no doubt we'll sit down and talk about it. I know we can do better. I know the players want to do better because it's not an individual sport. So if a player is pushing to move out of a city, it has enormous impact on all those other players, some of whom chose to go to that city as a free agent because that player was there. So I actually think there's a mutual issue, a common concern when there's a problem, but also a mutual issue in fixing this problem, making sure that contracts are fully honored. So we'll sit down, we'll address that with the Players Association.
Something else that we've seen pop up time and time again, unfortunately, over the course of this season is fan aggression towards players. And with this increase in gambling in arenas, we're seeing it play out in real time where fans are literally losing their money while they're watching the game play out on the court. What is the league's responsibility to do or change to further protect their players?
Number one, I'm not sure there is a correlation between increased betting on sports and fan aggression in arenas. I think that's part of a larger societal issue. We're seeing enormous polarization. We're just seeing political discourse, civil discourse. So I see it everywhere I go. And I think in some ways we're a microcosm of that. So we are seeing an uptick of it in our arena. And we have an enormous responsibility, not just to protect our players, but to protect our fans. 99 point whatever % of fans are there to enjoy themselves, to be with their families. The last thing they want to see is hostility directed at them by other fans, or certainly at the players or at our referees. So we've increased security in arenas. We're working with our Players Association just to make sure also that players aren't distracted. I've heard incidents where a player, often their families are there, and the last thing a player is in a competitive game wants to be looking over at his daughter or son sitting in the stands, or a significant other, and see that somehow they're in distress. So that has to be resolved, but it's a bigger issue than just the NBA.
Something else that you and I have talked about several times that has been on the top of mind for folks has been this mid-season tournament. Where are we in terms of any progress that's being made towards that, Commissioner?
In terms of progress, I've shifted from mid-season to in-season. That's a little bit of progress. I think that finding exactly where in the season it makes sense. The current thinking is, as opposed to mid, maybe somewhere early December before the holiday. But we're continuing this idea. In fact, we had a general managers meeting here in Chicago today and talked to them about it, that there should be something else to play for in addition to the Larry O'Brien trophy. It doesn't mean that we would lessen in any way that desire to win that ultimate goal, to win the championship. But just as other leagues in the world do, particularly international soccer, there are other cups worth pursuing. And a new tradition won't be created overnight, but we think there is an opportunity to create some sort of tournament during our season that would become important for its own sake.
And it sounds like general managers were receptive to that.
Yes, they were very receptive.
Before I let you go, Adam, the league, it has a long and rich history of advocacy, and we've seen this uptick in the WNBA bringing awareness to Brittany Griner's wrongful detainment in Russia, and we've seen it on an individual player level in the NBA, but not so much on the league level. What do you see as the league's role and responsibility in ensuring her safe return to the United States?
The league, and by that, both the WNBA and its brother league, the NBA, we have a huge responsibility to Brittany Griner as one of our players. I mean, part of our decision to not take a higher profile here, frankly, came at the suggestion of experts in and out of government who thought the best path to getting Brittany out was not to amplify the issue. Having said that, there's an enormous role for the public to play through protest or letting their representatives know how badly, how strongly they feel about this. But so we're working now. Kathy Engelbert, the commissioner of the WNBA, is on this issue every single day. I'm working side by side with her, but we've been in touch with the White House, the State Department, hostage negotiators, at every level of government, and also through the private sector as well. So our number one priority is her health and safety and making sure that she gets out of Russia.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.